Have you heard that others are saying that if you are going to sit for your NCLEX outside of your country, you have a higher chance of passing your NCLEX? Or others are also saying that a certain particular board of nursing will be way more difficult compared with other boards of nursing. Are those statements true or not true? Well, in this video, we are going to talk about those misconceptions. Hello everyone! Good day, this is Rachel from IPASS Processing, and on this video, we are going to talk about those notions. This video will be helpful for the nurses who are still researching about the NCLEX examination and who are preparing for the NCLEX. By the way, IPASS Processing is a processing agency which caters exam applications for the medical professionals who want to go to the USA and the Middle East. For the complete list of the services that we are offering to the thousands of our clients, kindly click the description down below so that you will see what will be the services that we can help you as well. So let's talk about those misconceptions. Myth number 1. Taking the NCLEX outside of your home country gives you a higher chance of passing your NCLEX. Well, it's simply not true. Because regardless of your geography or regardless of the location of the testing center, your NCLEX will be the same for all. Whether you are going to sit for your NCLEX in the Philippines, in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, India, USA, Canada, or whichever location might be for the testing center, your NCLEX will be the same. Remember, and as you may know, your NCLEX will be administered in a computer adaptive testing. Therefore, it's not really about geography. It's all about your preparation and how you prepared for your examination. There are other things that I also want to point out as to the difference with regard to the first-time test takers and the repeat test takers. For the first-time takers, as we know, one has no experience at all regarding the NCLEX examination. Therefore, sometimes for the first-time takers, they have a very increased anxiety on their examination day because they do not have any information about how the NCLEX will be administered, how the NCLEX will look like, what will be the software that will be used, the protocols in the Pearson VUE Testing Center, and there are other things that will bother and will come in their mind. That's why it leads sometimes to having a mental block. And if you have a mental block, sometimes it really becomes very challenging and it's even more difficult because you have a difficulty of really trying to think what is really the best answer for this particular question. Whereas if you are a repeat test taker, then you have already seen how the NCLEX will be administered, the protocols of the Pearson VUE Testing Center, the software, and there are other things. Therefore, if we are going to compare with regard to the site or the first-time test taker and the repeat test taker, the repeat test taker will have a more controlled anxiety level. And also another thing with regard to the preparation. Sometimes the first-time test taker may just be overconfident that the examination will just be easy. Whereas if we are going to compare with the repeat test taker, then one has already seen and experienced how the examination can be very challenging. Therefore, he has really taken time to prepare for this examination. So it's not about geography, it's about the preparation on the NCLEX examination. Myth number 2. A particular board of nursing may be more difficult compared with other board of nursing. Because others are saying that if you are applying for the NCLEX through New York Board of Nursing, you will have a more difficult NCLEX examination compared with those who applied or submitted their application through Texas Board of Nursing and other boards of nursing. Well, again, this is not true because during your examination day, there is no segregation between an applicant who submitted the application through New York Board of Nursing or through other boards of nursing. Across all boards, it will be the same NCLEX and it will be administered in a computer adaptive testing way. The computer adaptive testing works like if you are going to have a correct answer on a particular item, then the next item will be a more difficult question. And if you answer the question incorrectly, then you will have a lesser difficult item for the next question. For the complete description on how the computer adaptive testing works, kindly Google NCLEX Computer Adaptive Testing or NCLEX CAT. The third myth is that one should get a 50% on the total number of the NCLEX for one to pass the examination. Well, if we are going to talk about the number of items, say for example, your computer shot off at 75. Therefore, if you are saying or if you are assuming that you should have 50%, then you should be able to get 37.5 correct items on your examination. And if your computer shot off at 75, there were 15 items which were pre-test items which were given to you. And those pre-test items will not be scored. Meaning to say it's not included on your actual scores. And if you got 265 items, then you should have 132 correct items to get a 50%. Well, that's not actually how your NCLEX works. Because the criteria on how they're going to assess for you to pass your NCLEX is that your performance should be above the passing standard. And the passing standard as described by NCSBN is 0.00 logit. It's only NCSBN and Pearson VUE who knows what is the explanation about the 0.00 logit, because they did not give any description or explanation about this matter. Fourth myth. Shotting at 75 means one will pass the NCLEX examination. Well, at any number that your computer will shot off, it only means that the computer has already determined whether you are going to pass your examination or you're going to fail your examination. Another reason as well that your computer will shut off at a certain number is that you have already consumed all the allotted time for your examination. So it will not really guarantee you that if your computer shut off at 75, immediately it's a pass result, because it will still assess based on your performance. If your performance was above the passing standard, then you are going to pass your NCLEX. But if your performance was below the passing standard, then you are going to fail. The same as well with 265. If you got 265 question, do not lose hope. It's not immediate that you got 265, then you are going to fail your examination. There will be a criteria that they are going to use to assess whether you are going to pass or you are going to fail. The fifth and final myth, having a lot of SATA will guarantee that one will pass the NCLEX. Well, although we can categorize that a SATA question is a difficult type of question, but we cannot say that that particular SATA is above the passing level. So there's no guarantee at all. So these are the 5 misconceptions. So now you are well informed that these misconceptions are simply not true. If you find this video informative and helpful, you might also want to check other videos that we have in this YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe and please click the bell notification to be notified for new videos. Till the next video, God bless, stay safe, and goodbye.